laptop, anywhere in the world. You can instantly get in the radio via SmartLink and operate the radio flawlessly remotely. So that was one of the big things for me with the new Flex. As far as the interface, the Smart SDR, it's pretty much way easier to use than say the Power SDR, like for the old Flex or even the Anan, which is still considered Power SDR. Just a few different features under the hood, especially the pure signal, the adaptive pre-distortion feature. And the big thing for me with the Anan versus the old Flex is how the radio hooks up to the PC. And truly, when you're going with a gigabit connection to a Cat 6 from the PC to the back of the Anan or the front of the Anan for the 200D, if you use Protocol 2 firmware, then you get the gigabit connection, which is incredible. And even a 100 megabyte connection via the Anan and say Protocol 1, the older firmware, is still way faster and a more solid connection than the old Flex going with FireWire, which is it's kind of glitchy. So lockups occur, and you got to do a lot of rebooting, and it just was a bit flaky for me. So I agree with Duke. If you're going to taste the SDR for the first time, I would definitely find a 200D, and that way you'll have options with what firmware you want to load. And here's something else. If you're really liking Simon Brown's console, the V3, if you have the 200D and load Protocol 2 firmware, now you'll be able to transmit through that program, which is incredible. I've been experimenting with that now the last month, and it works really well. So you get the best of both worlds, that famous receive interface, Simon's V3, and now you can select the Anan radio and transmit through it as well. So it's really, really good. So, and then of course Thetis or even MRX, either one, you have the adaptive pre-distortion. So just some hardware, a coupler box coming from the back of the amp, a little coax with the SMN connector going to the back of the radio, and then that's what creates this real, no flares, no IMDs, pretty much a razor edge stripe coming down the waterfall. So it cleans up the signal. So kind of a long answer, but you could probably see where I'm leaning. If you had your choice between, say, an older Flex, 3000 or 5000, my opinion is I'd take the Anan any day. Over.
Okay. Yeah, I got you there, and some QSB sharp there at the end, but yeah, okay, good, man. I know you've kind of played around with different softwares, Art, for the Anan. Is there any one in particular that kind of stands out to you, if you can still hear me? Is there any one that you favor, say over console or something like that? I like console, it's not my favorite. I think if I had the Anan, I would probably lean toward trying new things, you know what I mean? It's good software, don't get me wrong, it's just, I think it's a driver issue with the latency. And you probably don't have that issue with the Anan, with the, what is it, 0.2 of a millisecond or something like that latency on the 7300 here. So, any of the software stick out to you that you might recommend that will actually run on the 200D? Go ahead. Bet he lost me. Just like that, 40 goes by. Yeah, barely. Just barely. Oh, imagine that, man. QSB strikes. Isn't 40 meters kind of weird? I mean, you'll be 40 over. You were 40 over the entire time, and then all of a sudden it just burnt. Just went down the toilet. I don't know. The band's just weird like that. There, Art.
Problems. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we will definitely pick this up again, Jared. Please, some maybe tomorrow, early in the evening. It might be way better, the conditions.
Okay, Art. Yeah, it just fell out, man. I can't apologize for the band, but yeah, I'll shoot you an email, man. We'll discuss it further on email, or I'll get on here maybe tomorrow and we can try it then there too. So thanks, Art. Appreciate it, man. And for QNC W4ZXT, I think there's another station in there. If you want to go ahead, go for it, man. W5RJA, I believe it was. Hey, come on in. How's it going?